is a Stevens 320, also called a Savage. You can find these 12 gauge shotguns at Academy Sports. They are very good and pretty much all that you need for defense in your home. This is a 12 gauge. Whenever you are in a home or combat situation, in a tight spot inside, then you won't always need to bring that gun up to your point of sight. Sometimes, sometimes you may just have to hold the gun down here. Okay? So one of the reasons that I'm showing you this a lot of times people are intimidated by the power of the 12 gauge, but you have to be creative in terms of how you use it. For example, if I'm a small person and I'm uncomfortable with that impact and I'm sitting in the bed, instead of putting it on my shoulder, I might put it against the back of the bed, or I might lean against the door and shoot it. Why? Because that door, that bed, that wall is going to absorb the recoil. So the other thing is that typically when you think of guns or firearms, you think of always bringing something up to your point of vision, but you don't necessarily have to do that in all cases. And I do want to emphasize that, particularly in close places or in buildings, in rooms. Why? Because you may be in a situation, again, where you need to place that in. The recoil is just not as bad as you think. Now, do keep in mind that I have bird shots. I don't necessarily have buckshots. Buckshots typically do have more of a kick to it. But everybody, the most fundamental thing that you should have in your home is a 12 gauge shotgun or a 20 gauge shotgun. Now, the other thing that I do want to tell you is that you can find this at Academy Sports, and that doesn't necessarily have to be this name brand, but Academy Sports have this same gun, 18.5 inches for $244.99. So basically $245, and honestly, that's coming up over the years. They usually were around $219. Also a 12 gauge shotgun. This is called the Bullpup. They're pretty reasonable in price, not much more than the Savage 12 gauge pump. However, this is called a Bullpup. This is designed to use in close quarters situation. For example, if I have this gun, with bullpups, the barrel is somewhere behind the trigger. So it tightens it up. So if you are hiding behind the door, that gun or that barrel does not necessarily extend beyond the door, giving up your location. So this is a very good gun. This is an SDS Bullpup 12 gauge shotgun. It's a lot of fun to shoot. I don't shoot it that often. A lot of people talk about the recoil, but the recoil is not bad to me. It's actually a little more comfortable than the the pump action. Peculiar times, protect yourself, get yourself a gun.